So how many of you are feeling more relaxed and focused than when you came in here today? Can I see a show of hands? Terrific. Does anybody have any thoughts about what you think it would be like in the organizations that you work with if everyone felt the way you do right now? Who has some thoughts about that?
Crisis.
What was that? What was that?
Crisis.
Crisis, what do you mean by that?
It's fun. It's energy.
It's energy, right? How would things be different if everybody felt this way? Yes? People would be a lot nicer to each other. Yeah, definitely. And why do you think that is? Because you feel nice, right? But the way we feel, we project onto other people, right? You just have this sixth sense that we pick up on this stuff. Anybody else have any thoughts about how things would be different where you work if everybody felt the way you do right now?
It improves safety.
It improves safety. That's a great observation. And how does it do that?
We're all being more mindful of each other, being thoughtful of each other, so we're tuned in.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, in some organizations, it is used to increase safety. Mindfulness programs have been on the rise in the US over the last 10 years. And I think it's because they've become an antidote to our fast-paced lifestyle, where we often feel like we're tied to this electronic leash 24/7. Companies that have implemented mindfulness programs have found that they decrease employee stress, that they improve communication, that they increase innovation and increase productivity.
So welcome to building a more mindful organization. How do you build a more mindful organization? Well, we think you build it from the ground up. We think you start with the individual. Self-management's our internal state. It's how we manage our brain, how we manage our words, how we manage our presence, how we manage our breath. So it starts with that internal state management. And what we've come to experience in our work is that internal state management, it doesn't stay inside the skin. It starts to spread. It spreads, as you've heard in many of the sessions over the last couple of days, it spreads to the relationship that we have with each other. And we call that presence, don't we? When we experience somebody who is with us, we experience their presence. And from that presence, it influences the climate and influences the culture of the organization. About 35 years ago, I started looking and practicing mindfulness techniques, practices. I did it kind of kicking and screaming, but I went into it and it changed my life. Now, these are before and after photos of myself. If you know what the term razor's edge means, that's mindfulness. It is both alert in terms of our mental state, and yet it's also still and present. And especially we're talking about paying attention now, and then paying attention now, and then paying attention now, and paying attention now. So there's a muscle that we develop over time for that internal state management that brings us back now and now and now. An important part of all this is the intention to stay out of story. So when I was in strategic planning, one of the things I learned as a skill that was so valuable in planning was to be able to take perspective, to be in my own body, my own thoughts, knowing what I thought, and to have a sense of what the other person was thinking and feeling and doing. And then to take that third perspective of stepping back and getting the bigger picture, looking at the bigger picture. And that's much cleaner and clearer when my mind's not busy with judgments, fantasies, and stories.